Hey guys, this is Gil with Round Canopy Canine. This video is in response to a couple questions I've had about basically how do I get into static line parachute jumping, whether it's in the commemorative jump aspect or just the simple act of being able to static line jump out of various aircraft platforms. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of the websites for teams that I personally know of and can help try and point you guys in the right direction to find out where might be closest to you if you're willing to make the trip. I personally went from Virginia down to Florida to receive my jump training back in September of 2023. If you do have any questions, please make a comment down below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. This video clip that's playing in the background was my first jump into D-Day Conneaut 2024 as part of Operation Nudie McBride, put on by WNR vets, and we had members of multiple round canopy static line parachute demonstration teams in attendance. So buckle up. We'll go over some of the websites, and like I said, if you got questions, put them down in the comment below and we will see what we can do. Hope to see you guys out there. Thanks. Okay, so first up is X35 Airborne, based out of the National Parachute Test Center in Denellen, Florida. If I remember correctly, it's about an hour outside of Orlando. This is where I received my jump training in September of 2023. We'll learn how to jump the SF-10A, which is a steerable round canopy parachute. You can Google it, you can YouTube it. There's actually a Department of the Army training video on the SF-10A or the MC6 parachute. The MC6 uses a different harness and reserve system than the SF-10A. The SF-10A uses an older harness with an MC6 canopy. It's kind of a conglomeration. The Forest Service initially used that parachute, and then the Green Berets found out about it. They wanted it, then the Army wanted it. It's a lot of history involved with it. You can Google it, you can do the research on it. So anyway, X35 Airborne. X35 is actually the airport code for the Marion County Airport in Denellen, Florida. It's a 5-day course with a 6-day of additional jumps if you want to take them. You do the ground stuff, you learn how to do your PLFs, and then you get a minimum of 5 jumps. My first 2 were out of a Cessna 180, and then my remaining jumps for training were out of a C-47. Great times. I had a blast down there. Met a lot of really good people I'm still in touch with. I look forward to seeing them again at future jump events, things like that. So, not a lot. I mean, it's a bare bones website because, you know, if you're interested in it, you're going to do what you want to do. They do have some upcoming courses. Of course, it's going to bring you right here to Facebook. X35 Airborne at NPTC. If you want to go ahead and check them out. Highly recommend it. You know, great group of people. You know, I can't say anything bad about them. You know, the jump masters there come from all over the U.S. They volunteer their time and their effort to make sure that you are the safest jumper that you can possibly be. So yeah, good. Like I said, great group of people. Never had a bad thing to say about them. The next one that I personally, like I said, all these teams are ones that I personally know of, I've heard of. Most of them I have jumped with their members in the past. So here we go with Liberty Jump Team. They're based out of Corsicana, Texas. I'm not sure where that is. You know how to use Google Maps. You can take a look at it. They offer a basic airborne course as well. You're going to get ground instruction and you're going to get jumps in. It's a great time. They jump steerable round canopy parachutes as well, either from the MC1 series, MC6s, or the SF-10As. yeah, it's kind of cut and dry. This is just a shotgun blast of information for the various teams, where they're roughly located at in the U.S., and to kind of get you on the right track of where you want to make your right decision at. Up next, we have the Round Canopy Parachuting Team USA. Now, they do have chapters overseas that I'm not 100% sure of as far as, excuse me, where their other teams are located. But I do know that RCPT USA is down in Palatka, Florida. I have jumped with them in the past. Great bunch of individuals there as well. It's fun. Once you're into the community, you are into the community of basically, airborne, whether you're a former military, a veteran, or a civilian doing it for, the hell of it. It's just a great time all around. A lot of these teams, they all do commemorative jump events, jump into air shows, everything like that. And so they're all over the U.S. I live in Virginia. I went up to Ohio for D-Day Conneaut and jumped in there. I've gone down to Florida to do more jumps. I went over in June and jumped into Normandy for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Pretty much the sky's the limit, and the main limiting factor is your wallet, because this can be quite an expensive hobby to do. But that being said, it's like any hobby. You can spend as much or as little as you want to get into it and stay into it. That's just kind of how it is. This website's kind of acting goofy on me right now. No big deal. Up next is the Airborne Battalion. They're a relatively new team. I believe they're kind of centrally located in Texas. They're really spread out. They have had one basic airborne course this year. It was back in the spring, and it was actually down at Camp Toccoa in Georgia, where actors who played in the HBO series Band of Brothers, a handful of the actors that played in the show, or the miniseries, I should say, went to Camp Toccoa, received jump training, and then traveled to Normandy and jumped into Normandy for the 80th anniversary of D-Day, which was a really cool way to pay homage to the individuals that they portrayed in the show. And that's my personal thought on that. They also do, air shows and commemorative jump events. They're going over to Market Garden over in Holland, doing a jump over there in September. They're doing the Currahee Military Weekend. They're going to do a jump or two into Camp Toccoa. This is the easiest one for me to get to. It's about an hour from my house here in Virginia. Operation Ruptured Duck 2. It was a really fun jump last year. I'm looking forward to doing it again this year. Bunch of great people on that I've jumped with from Airborne Battalion as well. Now, I know of this next team. I've never jumped with anybody as a member of that team. But from my understanding, that these guys take the recreation of the early days of airborne operations kind of to the next level, and it's the World War II Airborne Demonstration Team based out of Frederick, Oklahoma. From what I can tell, they jump with a lot of vintage style equipment, being vintage parachutes, things of that nature. A lot of them, when they jump, they're jumping in full gear with web gear, Mae West vests, musette bags, everything like that. They have their own airborne course that they put you through out there at their facility at the old Frederick Army Airfield. So that kind of being said, each team that does put on their own basic airborne course, you're going to have different costs associated with it. Some provide lodging, some don't. That's on you. Generally, from what I've seen, the cost of the courses range from about $1,000 to, you know, $1,500 or $1,600, depending on where you're at and what all they're providing for you. Yeah, I don't want to say that it's gatekeeping, but you know, you get what you pay for, and essentially you're paying somebody to train you to jump from an aircraft in flight at an average altitude of about 1,500 feet AGL, above ground level, in the neighborhood of 90 to 95 knots. So you kind of want to have the money that's going to, you know, get you the training to save your ass. So that's like I said, it's a shotgun blast. This is what you're getting. These are the various teams that I'm aware of, kind of where they're located at. And, you know, you're looking between $1,000 and, you know, $1,500 or $1,600 just for the initial training. A lot of them will have, at future jump events, after you've become certified, you can rent a chute in a reserve for the event. You know, that's a couple bucks there. There's always a registration fee that's going to cover a bunch of stuff, because you think, you know, all these aircraft are 80 plus years old. So the maintenance and the fuel, you got to pay the flight crews, everything like that. So yes, it can be an expensive hobby, but it's also one of the greatest experiences that I've ever done. So if you got any questions, like I said, please drop them down in the comment section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. And who knows, maybe I'll see you on a drop zone here in the future.